Gennaro started back in, I want to say 1959. My dad owned a bar. My mother on Saturdays would make all this food, make a big buffet of food, and give it away in order to bring in more customers. She said to my dad, she says, you know, John, if I can give it away, I can sell it. And that's actually how this place started. Our parents started it, and my brother and I run it, so that's what's unique about it. All these recipes are the same, and they have been the same for almost 50 years. We've tried to change a few things here, and our customers, they love it just the way it is. They want Gennaro's to stay the same because it's always been the same. Our customers feel that this is the best food on the street. That's what they tell us. I have people come in and tell us that nobody makes brujol like Gennaro's. Nobody makes pork chops and peppers like Gennaro's. It's a very gratifying business. When you have people that come in and they tell you how good the food is and how much they enjoy it, how much they love us. Their biggest concern is what's going to happen to Gennaro's when you and John retire. Where are we going to go to get this food? And I say, then, well, we've got a long time for that. We're not really worried about that right now.
So, Rich, you say that Gennaro's is the real deal. Tell us why you chose it.
It is. It's a really old Chicago. It has that feeling. It's been around since 1959. It reminds me of a place that time hasn't changed. You go in there and it's just a few tables, and it reminds me of eating breakfast like at your family's holiday in the basement or something. And Grandma's doing cooking in the kitchen, and everything's delicious. So it's really, and really when I say nothing's changed, nothing's changed from the decor to the food, and even to the service. So.
Well, Rich, let me start off by saying I like the atmosphere. I had never been to Little Italy before. So when we drove up, it's in a residential area. It's kind of off to the side, so you don't expect to see it. And when we got to the door, I was kind of unsettling when they had to buzz me in. So I had my daughter with me, and my husband. So I was like, well, wait a minute, we just can't walk into the restaurant. That was a little unnerving. But when we got in, it was a smaller place, and it was like you stepped back in time into this old bar where people come, like locals come to watch like sports events. And it was kind of a small place, but we didn't get waited on right away. So that was the second thing that was kind of like, well, okay, it's not that they're not busy, we're not being seated, and there were 2 booths that were empty as soon as you walk in. So finally, we got a seat, and when we sat down, it took the waitress like 15 minutes to come back to take our order. So the beginning of our
service not so good.
Not so good.
I'll second you on the service. Half of it, the first waitress that we had, she was a little rude. She took our orders. There was, a good group of us, and after she left, another waiter came back and said, was she rude to you because she hates young people? I'm so sorry. And so, he was really nice.
Wait, he knows this person? He knows this person.
Oh, wait, so starting off, no. But I mean, it had a good welcoming feel, after you got past the buzzer.
See, I think the buzzard's part of the charm because it's been there a long time.
Really?
It's been
and it was really a tough neighborhood back, in the 60s and 70s. Sure. And to me, when you get buzzed in, especially if you're bringing somebody from out of town or who hasn't been there before, you really feel like you're in old Chicago. I mean, you feel like it's a secret. You get buzzed in, you go in there, and you sit in the back in a room that's small, and you feel like, I almost get a little giddy. You look around with the people that are eating there, and it's like, oh boy, nobody knows about this place. How cool am I that this place is, here, that we found it,
Sure. Well, Rich, you've been going there since you were a kid. I mean, is it the service that the ladies experience, is that typical?
You know what? I think that they are used to a regular clientele in there. Most people, I mean, you have to find the place. And so once you do, and they have, they're only open 4 days a week, it's almost like a family place where you just kind of help yourself and sit there, and it's a little bit more casual.
Sure. Well, once we sat down, the waitress, she was really sweet to my daughter because she could see that she was kind of climbing all over the seats while we were waiting to get our food, and she brought her some markers and stuff to color with to kind of divert her attention while we were waiting for the food. The people, once we sat down and once we got kind of comfortable, placed our order, they got a little friendlier, so I guess they brought the food. It was okay. It was okay. Now, I could see where you'd like it a little bit more because this is a place in your neighborhood where you grew up going to this place. But I wasn't that impressed.
What did you eat?
My husband got the mostaccioli and I got the manicotti. We got garlic bread to start, which was good, but it wasn't memorable. And I thought the prices were kind of high for what you got.
I had the lasagna. It was on special for that day, I guess, and I also picked at everybody's, veal, chicken, just, because I had to. And again, I think it was good. It was good comfort food, but not super impressed. I have to go back. But it was a good meal.
This is definitely like traditional Italian food. It's not, stuffed foie gras, gnocchi, or with seagrass. It's pasta. It's dark red meat sauce. It's braciole. It's sausage. It's peppers. It's potatoes, and that's what they're there for. And those are really some of their staples.
I asked a lot of people about Gennaro's. They said their braciole is out of this world. What makes it so good?
Yeah, the braciole is fantastic. It's one of the things that I always order when I go, and it's just a steak rolled with cheese and garlic inside of it, and you can actually cut it with a fork. You don't need a knife at all, and they cover it with red sauce, and there's pasta underneath it, but it's fantastic. It really is.
Well, I looked at the menu at Gennaro's, and they have this fabulous way of, they pair the wine with each course. So tell us a bit about the wine selection.
Their wine selection, just like everything else, is pretty simple, and I think I had what was called red. I just had a simple bottle of Chianti, and we went with a group of us, and I think, like I said, it's just so comforting. You know what you're going to get there. It's delicious.
We needed you to go with us to order.
I think in Gennaro's, I think in Italian, it's loosely translated to "get ready to loosen your pants," because after you eat there, it's like you're done. It's a loose translation, though. I'm not Italian.
How's the desserts?
Their cannolis were awesome.
Homemade, yeah, they're fantastic.
They ran out of cannolis when I went there, so
I think Nicole ate them all.
I know, I just had ice cream, and it was good.
All right, Rich, Gennaro's was your selection. Give us a summary.
It's really, it's comforting. I like the buzzer. I like the old school feel. I'm glad they haven't changed anything.
All right, Sophia?
I thought it was good food, a little bit unwelcoming, particularly to the young crowd, but as far as pasta goes, it does its job.
All right, Nicole.
Family feel once you get in and get seated past the service part. And the food was okay. I wouldn't recommend it, though. I wouldn't go back.
Well, you can get buzzed in at Gennaro's, 1352 West Taylor Street, 312-243-1035. Open for dinner Thursday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $28.